and Johari, for example, they're two of our teenage boys that we were talking about a little bit ago. So how do you tell them apart from the girls? It actually has to do with something that we get asked quite frequently. It's a little bit silly, so bear with me for a second. But we get asked this all the time, especially from our young friends. And that is, one of our girls is about to walk by here. We often get asked, what's up with their butt? So that pink swelling you see is called tumescence. You'll see she has some over here. And that's how tumescence is something we see on female chimpanzees. So I like to say, if you notice their butt, it's probably a girl. If you don't notice their butt, it's probably a guy. So this one over here has a very prominent swelling on her rear end. That is a girl. We have a little baby who is crawling out over here. Very quickly. Yeah, very, very cute. She's running up quick, crawling away. Mama's gonna follow not too far behind, making sure she's safe and sound. On the other hand, some of the 3 or 4 that are following after her, you probably don't notice their rear end, and that tells you you're looking at a boy right there. So that's how we tell the boys from the girls. The other thing we used to tell them apart is we had Johari walk by again a second ago. Remember, I said we had 3 groups. We have the babies, the teenagers, and the adults. There's actually some way you can tell just by looking at them which group each of them belongs to, and I'll give you a hint. It's not their size. Does anybody have a guess? Anybody notice the difference between those 3 individuals? Or groups of individuals? No. So their big difference that is between all of them has to do with the color of their skin. So you'll notice our little, very typical for chimpanzee newborns. Then as they get older, it darkens out to the stark gray, almost black coloration to their skin. Now we are going to pause this little informational to point out the fact that Grandma Regina has about 3 tomatoes in her mouth and 3 more in her hand. And I just think that's great. Okay, going back, you'll notice Grandma Regina is an adult, like we said earlier. So she has that dark gray, almost black coloration to her skin. Our teenagers, on the other hand, are a little bit in between. They're not quite as bright pink as their little baby siblings, but they're not quite as dark gray as the adults. They're more of a light brown coloration to their skin. So right away, using those 2 things, when you see Oliver and Johari, you're not going to notice their butt, and they have light brown coloration to their skin. So that tells you you're looking at a teenage boy right away. We also have one of our mamas. Yoshi is taking after her mother. So when I say grandma, this is mom, that's granddaughter right there. And Yoshi is taking after her mom right here, also loading up on the tomatoes. Although she has any skills, she is eating for 2. Like I said, those little babies are getting old enough. Her baby is about 10 months old at this point. So she's not quite fully weaned, she's still nursing a little bit, but she's almost fully on solid foods, kind of transitioning into that period. Alright, so that tells you a little bit about our milestones that we're going through. Really quick, we're going to talk a little bit. That's definitely a plus for you all. Really kudos to you. So that noise you heard was very specific. It started off with 1 or 2 individuals. I believe it was Gracie and maybe Kima this time, because it happened a couple times. It started off really low, like boom, boom, boom. And then more and more individuals chipped in, and it sounded like they were all screaming, and then it stopped. Now most people, they hear that, they come on over, they're like, oh my god, something's happening, they're all fighting, oh my god, it's crazy. And then they come over, and then the chimps are just stuffing their face with tomatoes. And that's about it. So that noise, does anybody have a guess what that noise means? Or does anybody know what set them off? What they're making that noise in response to? What's that? To food, yes, but specifically, they didn't make... Yes? They did walk over there, but there was something that prompted everyone to start screaming. Same thing. Or if you're in a classroom and someone says there's a pizza party and everyone starts cheering. Free food is exciting no matter what species you are. Chimpanzees are no exception to that. So that is their come to lunch call, and they make see if we can't get those answered. There is a leader of the group. It is Glenn. He's the alpha of the troop. He is... Ooh, this is like the trickiest one because Glenn and Sean, it's this one. This is Glenn. Glenn and Sean look really, really similar. They're brothers. They're about 3 years apart. And they're a little bit hard to tell apart, but that one's Glenn. You can also tell Kapui was following after him as well, so the social dynamic. He is the alpha. Chimpanzees are typically patriarchal, which means they have a dominant male, usually on top, although girls can also be the ones who are kind of in charge. What other questions do we have? My friend in the Spider-Man. How did they get smart? That's a good question. I don't know. That's genetics, maybe, evolutionary. Yeah, they're also very closely related to humans as well. So a lot of their cues, like the pattern recognition and stuff, it's very easy to recognize. But yeah, it's just luck of the draw. Evolution favored them, I guess. That's a good question. So that's a good observation. So you said the chimpanzees are vegetarian. That is true for our chimpanzees. They are vegetarian. However, chimpanzees are like humans in that they are capable of being omnivores, eating both meat and plants, mainly in the form of termites and other insects. However, most of their diet is plants for the most part. So here at the zoo, they're entirely plant-based diet. They get their protein from things like hard-boiled eggs and nuts. So technically, could they eat meat? Sure, but it's not. I don't know that our. What's that? Good question. What's the naming process for our babies? So, like I said, none of the babies have names yet. The naming process is a little bit complicated. Primarily, most of our animal names come from donors, people who will donate to name the animal for their lives. And then that money will go towards that animal's care for the rest of their lives, as well as towards encouraging chimpanzee conservation in the wild, some of our partners in conservation. So right now we have 5 grade 8 babies. The orangutan has been named. The other 4 don't have names yet. So we'll see how that pans out. So it's a cool opportunity. Yeah. So that's kind of how it is. So really quick, I'll tell you before I go off mic and do my little conclusion. That right there is what we call a dominance display. And it's either Machindi or Vindy who's making all this noise. I'm betting it's Vindy. It is, no. It is Machindi. Okay. So remember when we talked about them living in... We'll get on a second. Because Machindi is very vocal and I don't think I can beat anyone with this mic. So what's happening right now, I know I'm going to go off in just 1 second. Remember when we talked about the social hierarchy? One of our males is a little upset, as you can tell. I don't think you need me to tell you that. So chimpanzees exist in what's called a social hierarchy. So what happened right now, almost certainly, without me seeing the inciting incident, almost certainly one of our boys, most likely Johari, that was on the rock right there, probably kicked at that door with that loud noise we heard. That's what we call a dominance display. It's basically anything that makes them seem bigger, stronger, or tougher, and that's how they rise in the ranks socially. Machindi is a lower rank male, and sometimes, I'm trying to say this so he doesn't scream. Sometimes he gets a little bit upset, and the other chimpanzees don't really like it when he gets upset because he screams and screams and screams, and they get mad at him. So that's kind of what's happening right now. So Machindi is very vocal when he doesn't get his way, and some of the other chimpanzees have strong feelings about that. Looks like he's kind of settled down right now. So that's kind of what was happening at that moment, is one of our boys did a big display or whatever else. Yeah, last question before I go off mic. Yes. Yes, but so they are females, but that doesn't necessarily, like, boys also babysit as well. So that's not like, you can tell over here. So this is Kima, she's one of our females. She's 11 years old and she's obsessed with the babies. She's like, she spent the entire first day of the baby's life, of Yoshi's baby's life, who's the one up there. She spent it the entire first day after she met her doing that. If you've ever seen that thing where like older siblings meet their younger sibling and they're like, oh my god, the hands are so tiny, like a big
Primate Primer. At first glance, bonobos and chimpanzees can seem pretty alike. They do share some characteristics, and along with humans, gorillas, and orangutans belong to the family Hominidae. But these great apes also possess their own distinctive adaptations and traits. Here's a quick look at what these somewhat similar simians share, and where they shine on. A world of difference. Social studies. Bonobo life is matriarchal with males never leaving their mothers, egalitarian and cooperative. With chimpanzees, the group tends to be male-dominated and is often hierarchical and competitive. Let's work this out. When conflict arises, bonobos use social bonding and tension-reducing affiliative behaviors such as mating behaviors. Chimpanzees are more likely to use hierarchical displays of dominance, coalition building, and physical aggression to settle disputes. What's the vibe? Generally speaking, bonobos are tolerant, playful, and socially cohesive, while chimpanzees tend to be more territorial and competitive, although they do display play and social cohesive behavior. Something looks different. There are quick ways to tell bonobos and chimpanzees apart. Bonobos have a more slender build, longer legs, smaller heads, pinker lips, and flatter faces. Bonobos have a signature middle parting of the hair on their head. Chimpanzees are stockier with lighter faces and more pronounced brow ridges. Where are they from? Bonobo's native range is south of the Congo River, Democratic Republic of Congo. Chimpanzees can be found across central and western. Family resemblance. Bonobos and chimpanzees look comparable, including similar body size, opposable thumbs, forward-facing eyes, and expressive faces. Think about it. Bonobos and chimpanzees are highly intelligent. They are capable of problem-solving, tool use, learning symbols, and complex communication. Food for thought. As omnivores, both species will eat fruit, leaves, insects, and occasionally small prey. Forever young. The bond between bonobo and chimpanzee mothers and offspring is strong, with the juvenile period lasting up to 9 years. Relatively speaking, both belong to the genus Pan. The scientific name for bonobos is Pan paniscus. Chimpanzees' scientific name is Pan troglodytes.
霊長類入門。一見すると、ボノボとチンパンジーはよく似ているように見えます。確かに共通点も多く、人、ゴリラ、オランウータンと同様に、人か、Hominidae に分類されます。しかし、これら大型類人猿にはそれぞれ独自の適応や特徴もあります。似ているようで異なる両者の共通点と、それぞれの最たった特徴を簡単に見ていきましょう。大きな違い、社会のあり方。ボノボの社会は母系性で、オスは母親の元を離れません。また、平等主義的で協力的な社会を築きます。一方、チンパンジーの集団は優位の傾向があり、しばしば厳格な序列や競争が見られます。対立の解決法、争いが起きた際、ボノボは社会的な絆を深めたり緊張を和らげたりする行動、親和的行動をとります。その中には交尾行動も含まれます。対照的に、チンパンジーは序列に基づく優位性の誇示、透明関係の構築、そして身体的な攻撃によって争いを解決しようとする傾向があります。どんな性格？一般的に、ボノボは寛容で遊び好き、そして社会的な結束力が強いのが特徴です。一方、チンパンジーも遊びや結束を示すことはありますが、 より縄張り意識が強く、競争的な傾向があります。見た目の違い、ボノボとチンパンジーを見分ける簡単なポイントがあります。ボノボは体がより華奢で、足が長く、頭が小さく、唇がピンク色で、顔立ちも平坦です。また、ボノボの頭の毛は、真ん中で左右に分かれているのが特徴です。一方、チンパンジーはがっしりとした体格で、顔の色は薄く、眉の隆起、眼下上隆起が目立ちます。生息地は、ボノボの生息域はコンゴ川の南側、コンゴ民主共和国に限られています。一方、チンパンジーは中部及び西部の広範囲に生息しています。家族の類似点、ボノボとチンパンジーは、体格、対抗性のある親指、前向きの目、表情豊かな顔立ちなど、外見上の共通点が多くあります。知能について、ボノボもチンパンジーも非常に高い知能を持っています。問題解決、道具の使用、記号の学習、そして複雑なコミュニケーションを行う能力があります。食生活について、どちらも雑食性で、果実、葉、昆虫、時には小動物などを食べます。親子の絆、ボノボもチンパンジーも、母親と子の絆は非常に強く、幼少期、子供時代は最長で9年間に及びます。分類上の関係、どちらもチンパンジー族、パウに分類されます。ボノボの学名は、パウ、PNISCUS、チンパンジーの学名は、パウ、DROGLODYT、です。興味深い点として、どちらの種も雑食性であり、果実、葉、昆虫、そして時には小動物を食べるということが挙げられます。
what except is going to be actual fat. Yeah. So mine right now is 8 ounces of protein per meal. Which is crazy. And mine is a cup of carbs.
You gonna go up there?
Well, there we are, Matthew. Look, our favorite. Look.
I think it is jealous. You're right. What is wrong about him? Oh, nasty. Yeah,